Today's topic is dermoid cyst. There are three different types of ovarian tumor. One is that arises from the এদিকে চলে এসো না, একটু কাছে চলে এসো। One is epithelial cell, arises from the surface epithelium of the ovary. This is ovary. Surface epithelium of the epithelial cell tumor. This is the way serous, different kinds of the serous, mucinous, seromucinous, and different carcinoma. So this is the high rate of malignancy is there in case of epithelial cell tumor. A germ cell tumor में teratoma, dysgerminoma, yolk sac tumor, epithelioid tumor, सब that all comes in germ cell tumor. Germ cell or then the tissue or the cells connecting the germ cells, if that undergo tumor modification, this is known as sex cord tumor. Like granulosa cell, theca cell that are connecting to the germ cell or giving nutrition to the germ cell. So these are known as sex cord tumor. So glandular cell tumor, thecoma, okay, or tumor Sartori Leydig cell tumor. These all comes under sex cord tumor. Today we will study dermoid cyst. Dermoid cyst. One more name is, do you know one more name? I didn't mention dermoid cyst in any of these. Which type of tumor is this dermoid cyst? In all these three types, which one is dermoid cyst? Under which section comes the dermoid cyst? It is epithelial cell tumor or germ cell tumor or sex cord cell tumor? Dermoid cyst, epithelial, germ cell tumor. It is a type of germ cell tumor, or most common germ cell tumor. Okay, it is also known as mature cystic teratoma. Okay, I told you here teratoma comes under this germ cell tumor. This is mature cystic teratoma. Now coming on to teratoma, just simple classification. Teratoma is of mainly broadly classified mature, immature, and your monocellular. Okay. Mature, immature all comes under the different things like germ cell tumor arises from the why it is known as teratoma or dermoid cyst, because it arises from the all three totipotent cells. Okay, all three varieties of the germ cell, that is what are that? Ectoderm, mesoderm, three layers of germ cell: ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. So this dermoid cyst or mature cystic teratoma, this arises from all the three cell lineage, also from ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. What arises from ectoderm? Skin, hairs, ectoderm. Mesoderm, bone, cartilage, and muscle, fat. Or comes under bone, cartilage, muscle, and fat. Endoderm, intestinal, bronchial tissue, and your thyroid tissue comes under this. Mainly intestinal bronchial tissue. Thyroid tissue also comes under this. Or ectoderm mein hair and skin. The mature cystic teratoma, this is a very fascinating tumor. When you will see the tumor directly, you will be very fascinated how all these can be present in a tumor or in any patient's abdomen. Okay, one small cyst is there, and all here you will see hair, you will see bone, you will see tooth, and all these. This is very fascinating tumor, and very good thing is there that it is malignancy rate is very less, only 2 to 3%, around 2%. Okay, malignancy rate is very. It is not totally malignant. It is mainly benign. Okay, so that's the very good point of this. And one more thing is, it is unilateral or bilateral? Unilateral or bilateral? Which is more common? It is mainly, most commonly unilateral. Okay, only around 10% cases it is bilateral. Okay, so mainly it is unilateral. Main point you have to remember, it is benign, not malignant, benign. You don't have to remember the least common 2%, 3%, but the main thing you have to remember, it is benign, it is mostly unilateral, and it is mature cystic teratoma. It is mature, not immature. Okay, because when we come on to immature type, that becomes malignant. Mostly that is immature kind is mostly malignant. Okay, Here, in mature cystic teratoma, all the three lineage, the cell lines are totally mature, not any embryonic tissues not present. Totally mature tissues are present. Like hair is properly developed, tooth is properly developed, bone tissue is properly developed. Okay, so when you will see gross examination, you can see mostly it is lined by squamous epithelium, and outside is lined by the ovarian hyalinized ovarian stroma outside, and inside it squamous epithelium, that is ectodermal. Then mostly it is sebaceous tissue, that means fat tissue is overall filled, sebaceous material is filled. Whenever we normally cut open the dermoid cyst, first the sebaceous materials comes out or fatty material comes out. Then hairs are present, many times bunch of hair you will be able to see, and tooth, bone, thyroid tissue, muscle, and your fat already there, and many skin tags may be there. Okay, and one more important, or your the diagnostic or the peculiar characteristic of this dermoid cyst is in gross examination also, and in ultrasound examination also, there is Rokitansky tubercle. Tubercle is there. The one when you will see in gross, you will see one heart, some globular raised structure is there in the cyst, that is protruding inside the cyst. Okay, like this. Okay, so this heart structure is mainly made up of, contains the hair and bone and tooth. Okay, and the mainly heart tissues are there in a Rokitansky tubercle. Why it is known as Rokitansky tubercle? Because it's characteristic. Give the characteristic ki this is most likely a dermoid cyst. And in USG, you will able to see one hyperechoic globular thing in the cyst, protruding inside the cyst. This is Rokitansky tubercle, okay, or Rokitansky protuberance. Okay, it is raised structure protuberance. Uh, what microscopically these tissue the same, whatever the microscopic structure of the bone, skin, hair will be present, that will be microscopic structure. Mainly you have to remember the gross structure, whatever it is there. uh, how the patient will present, what will the complaint of the patient, and what is the age group patient presents, in which age group commonly, older age group or younger age group or middle, huh? Yeah, so in second decade or third decade, the 20s or 30s, it is more common. And in younger age group, you will say, and how the patient will present, what will be the complaint. Obviously cyst is there, obviously it is heavy, not light like serous cystadenoma. It is not lightweight, it is slightly heavy because of bone, hairs and tooth are present, it is slightly heavy. So what will the complaint of the patient? Pain, abdomen, and dragging sensation or heaviness in the lower abdomen, and huh? No, bleeding is not there, or most commonly it is asymptomatic, or there is incidental finding or ultrasound. Mostly it is asymptomatic, patient presents with other complaint, and when ultrasound is done, it is found. Okay, incidental finding most common, it is asymptomatic. Then pain abdomen, and pain abdomen when it occurs, pain abdomen, if there is any torsion, any rupture is there, mostly torsion, in case of torsion, uh, pain abdomen can occur, severe pain abdomen. Achha, what on examination, what you will find? Any particular finding in examination? Normally, you will not be able to palpate per abdomen. Okay, you will not be unless until. What is the normal size of dermoid cyst? It is huge or small or medium, approx size. स्केल कितना बड़ा होता है? नॉर्मल स्केल 15 सेंटीमीटर, इट इज अराउंड 12 सेंटीमीटर. स्केल से थोड़ा छोटा होगा, ठीक है, अराउंड उतना होता है. अब 7-8 सेंटीमीटर टू अप टू 12-13 सेंटीमीटर साइज होता है. तो हम लोग 8 to 12 सेंटीमीटर बोल सकते हो अप्रोक्स साइज होता है. तो बट इट्स वेट इज हैवी, इट्स हैवी ट्यूमर, तो इट कैन गो टॉर्जन. तो पेन इज मेनली ड्यू टू टॉर्जन. If patient complains of acute pain abdomen, that means torsion has occurred. or why? Because any heavy thing, if small particle, any heavy thing is there attached with small particle, there is high chance of getting torsion. Torsion can occur very frequently. Okay. Acha. Then what are the investigations? How you will diagnose? First is ultrasound, I told you. Different ultrasound finding, what is the ultrasound features, that will be to tell you, I will tell you in different ultrasound class, but today for short, obviously the fat patient material is present, you will be able to see in USG hypoechoic areas. Okay, hypoechoic means fat lobules. Okay, then some hyperechoic areas in between hairs are present. And one hyperechoic Rokitansky protuberance will be there. Okay. Uh, Most latest is the Rokitansky tubercle, because you will not be able to differentiate between hair or fat globule properly in ultrasound. The main point is Rokitansky tubercle, if it is present, it is most likely dermoid cyst. Okay. And if any hemorrhage is there, you can localize on ultrasound. And if there is any torsion is there, so there will be less blood flow or blockage of the blood flow, then you can diagnose on ultrasound. And other modalities are CT scan. CT scan the same, you will diagnose the Rokitansky tubercle mainly in fat globules. MRI the same, fat globules and mainly fat globules in MRI. Okay. And any blood investigation can be done. And tumor marker, you know, for tumors, ovarian tumors. What tumor markers do you know? I'm seeing in OPD CA125 being done in ovarian cancer. CA125, it is done in this case also, CA125. And what is the तो नीट दियो ना, तो उसमें नीट की यूजी में क्वेश्चन तो होगा, व्हाट इज द ट्यूमर मार्कर फॉर डर्मोइड सिस्ट? नहीं, अच्छा पीजी में होगा शायद वो। और कोई ट्यूमर मार्कर पता है? कोई भी नाम लो, कोई नहीं डर्मोइड सिस्ट में एनी नेम, कोई और ट्यूमर मार्कर? CA125 तो पता है, सुना होगा। और AFP सुना है? AFP, सीरम AFP, LDH, बीटा SCG। बीटा SCG किस में करते हैं? और the tumor marker specific to dermoid cyst is CA19-9. But we can do, we usually do all others also, because no diagnostic is so short unless we open the abdomen. Okay, so that's why we do all other tumor markers also. Mainly CA19-9 is the tumor marker for specific to dermoid cyst, but other tumor markers may be raised. Okay, acha, or
So all these will be raised simultaneously, or any?
no, they can't. It is not necessary that every other tumor marker
So
will be
how-
raised. It can be raised slightly.
No, what's the point of doing all these?
Because
It's
you have to
not
rule out,
specific.
because you have to rule out if the beta SCG is raised, the diagnosis changes. If serum AFP is raised, diagnosis changes. So we have to rule out that, because just ultrasound and patient symptom is not diagnostic of dermoids. It can be ovarian cancer also. That's why we have to do other markers also. Okay. So normally, if patient is poor, so you will go just for CA125 and CA19-9. But if patient can afford, we will do other markers also, USG, and if patient can afford, we will do CT. But normally, we just diagnose on the basis of ultrasound. Sometimes we don't do all these markers also. If there is any emergency, like patient is having torsion, acute pain, abdomen, so you don't have time for doing all this. You have to diagnose on the basis of ultrasound only and clinical features. Okay. Acha, what is the management of dermatitis? What should be done? Surgical, any medical management? Ovarian tumor, कोई medical management in case of dermatitis? No, there is no medical management. Just if a patient is in pain, you can give analgesic, but for proper treatment or ultimate solution is surgery. What is the surgery? Excision of the cyst. Okay. Cystectomy, excision of the cyst. Simply excision of the cyst, because it is benign condition, you don't need to do THBSO, just you need to do cystectomy. Okay. Removal of the cyst or excision of the cyst, known as cystectomy. result. That can be done by opening the abdomen or by doing laparoscopically. Okay. So what are the different um, other kinds? Immature. Immature, I told you, it is mostly malignant. This is the your ovarian mature dermoid cyst. Okay. Here you can see, here's sebaceous material. Here tooth you can't see, but here material you can see. This is dermoid cyst, just open, not cut through, done. The sebaceous material and this hairs, here many bunch of hair is present. And this is your Rokitansky tubercle, okay, or protuberance. This is the inside of the cyst. This is Rokitansky tubercle, and mostly the hard structure, or the, just remember the bone
Why
teeth.
this Rokitansky is getting formed? Like why only in one part it is getting accumulated like this?
Because of the development of the teratoma, when the bone and bone teeth are being developed, they are being developed from arising from one part of the cyst. That's why. That's only the. It is not necessary that tubercle will be present in every case, but it is normally only 80 to 90% it is found. Okay. Or if in ultrasound this picture is there, Rokitansky tubercle, you are so sure this is dermoid cyst. This is the CT finding. This is the most probably tooth structure, and this is the gross. This is the Rokitansky tubercle. Okay, and these are the hairs. This is the sebaceous. Okay, this is the mature, and now I will show you the immature. Immature, you will not be able to see proper any tissue. There is no proper hair, just being immature. Embryonic tissue is present. That's why malignancy rate is very high in immature variety. And in monodermal, what occurs? Only one type of tissue is present. Like if any thyroid tissue is present, only carcinoid cells are present. That is monocellular. Okay, that is rare. Struma oviri is there. This is also one immature variety. Okay, there is no proper tissue. You can't see any proper tissue develop. This is immature embryonic tissue only. And size of the immature teratoma is more, approximately around 14 to 15 or 16 centimeter, and this mature cystic teratoma is size is less. Okay. That's why it is not proper round shape, but it was round shape only. These are the hairs. ये तो hairs. Kachesh. Hairs are there. Hairs. Hairs. There was bunch of tissue also, hairs also, but it's got removed during mounting. And here you can see teeth or hard structure below. Two structures are there. Here,
Middle.
here,
Junction.
just these two hard structure are there, and most fat tissue was there, but because of the mounting, it is not visible over here. These all are fat tissue. This whitish structure. This is mature dermoid cyst. Mature dermoid cyst is mostly common, and immature is very less common, around 12 to 20%. And here no other proper structure are visible. Hairs, tooth, and sebaceous. These are sebaceous. These top. These are the sebaceous fat globules, whitish fat globules. Okay, this is dermoid cyst, formed fixed specimen of glass mounted specimen of dermoid. Just take some proper pointers through which you will be able to identify, because if in exam abruptly you will be given this specimen, you will not assume this is dermoid. You have to pinpoint or remember some particular pointers, like here it is hairs are present and tooth is present, just that. And then viva will go on. Viva, हाँ ए যেখানে আমি পেন রাখছি এর জাস্ট সামনে দেখো, ये सामने ये जो whitish structure है, ठीक। So you have to remember the pointers and you have to identify first. First is identification, then the Viva goes on to details, whatever taught you. No? That will be later on. First you have to identify. If you are not able to identify the specimen, so you are gone. No marks will be given. So first you have to identify. You will get the half marks will be given on that only. Viva is later on. Okay, the specific pointers you should remember. Okay, whatever, how you will identify this. Placenta, it is very easy, but here this is not easy because there will be many others ovarian cyst also, not just only dermoid cyst. So you have to identify it. Okay, the main identification feature is hairs. सबसे first most, and second is tooth. ठीक? Okay.